Hello everybody and welcome back to the next episode of Crusader Kings 3 here with Countess Ingrid. Unfortunately now a dynastic kinslayer and a murderess, there's every chance that she could be put into prison. So we need to move quickly to secure her legacy in preparation for arrival of Marie, who is our genius player, daughter, ward and favourite child, all of which is very important for us to set up well for her. If we don't, we could have some real problems. And, she's so good, even at the age of 7. So what's the plan? We're working on taking this territory away from the brother of our faction ruler, or our heir, our leader, our liege. We're trying to take the territory away from his brother. Problem is, he's got a very similar amount of troops to us. And similar amounts of money as well, which means it's going to be hard for us to get anything done in regards to that. I need to make sure. So, he can't revoke titles, but he can still presumably put us in prison. So we've got to be careful about that. Let's get time ticking along slowly and see how things go. Can I get a new stewardship perk? I guess we'll take... I would normally take golden obligations, but we're so close to finishing off administrator. I think it's better to do that one. Once we finish with the perk, we move over to golden obligations afterwards. Are there any alliances we can feasibly go for? We go for Uncle, but he's too far away realistically to accept. Could probably do with another knight, but I don't know if that's entirely necessary at the moment. I'm concerned that we might be arrested, and that will not work in our favour. We're going to keep working on control in Sublay for the time being. We might switch back to Organised Army later on. You want to find secrets there if we can. So I think anything that can help us more, to be honest. We can pardon our spy master. I don't know why we're even trying to imprison her in the first place. Do we know why we're trying to imprison her? Books and secrets. Our aunt's been moved to house arrest. Oh yeah, we don't need this claim the throne anymore because this was a... that only gives us a claim, which is hardly that useful. So I'm going to abandon that so it doesn't go any further... to make sure it doesn't go any more wrong, which it may not do. But just on the off chance, we want to stop that from happening. Bernard is disinherited. We actually can't bring him back as our favourite. If we needed to, we can't bring him back unless we would be the... unless we were the head of our dynasty, which I don't think we are. My kinswoman, Tenet Beer, has given birth to a son. Since the little one is the fruit of the pride tree, he should be bestowed a name worthy of his heritage. Ooh, he's robust. This is Harry and Tenet Bew. Fine. Okay, well, he's a strong child. He may yet become important. Bledros. It's fine. I like the name Bledros. So Harry is Isabella and as Guilhelm's child. Fine. Okay. That's good. We're no longer high up the chain of inheritance for Ungvar, which is useful. I didn't really want to inherit it in the first place. That probably wouldn't have gone very well for us in the long run. I would love a much better suffragan bishop, because this guy is dreadful. He's actually appalling at his job. He's infirm, so he may well die soon anyway. He's infirm and melancholic. You're always there for me, and I hope you know that I am grateful. My daughter, Amory, approaches me in a rare moment of contemplation. That is what it means to be a guardian. Don't need a hook on her. Hopefully we're playing her as a character. We don't need her as a... We don't need to try and manipulate her in any way. Daughter's learnt High German. Excellent. It's nice that she speaks another language. Might help her in the future if we interact with the Holy Roman Empire. I presume that'll be useful there. Keep looking, you might find something important. I don't know if you need another language, that's fine. Can I give you compassion? I don't want to give you gluttonous, that feels silly. I don't think we want to try for them. Okay. All our territory should be going to the same person, which is Marie, so either we need to die very quickly, but I don't really want to spend time with the regent, and it's another 8 years before Marie comes of age. We need to try to take over Brittany, because he understandably hates us. We could murder him. It goes to his brother. It would all go to his brother if we were to kill him. The only reason I would want to do that is it would give us another 3 years before he comes of age. I'm still not sure if that's the right decision or not. How long before this is ready to go? Another 17 months before we can get the claim for Nantes and take that over. I mean, that would give us, I think, the majority of territories. Guilt and shame have been plaguing me as of late. All my sins, my flaws, my failings. These dark thoughts keep me awake at night. I feel I must do something to put an end to this mental anguish, but what could possibly help? Being wounded is not a good idea. I know we are flagellant. But donating is not useful either, because I don't want to become improvident. There's a lot of money to come down as well as 90 gold up front. No, just resist. You're fine for now. You're fine for the time being. During my afternoon stroll down the streets of Lyon, my daughter Marie runs up to me. Mother, they just started swinging at each other when she is interrupted by a high-pitched shriek, turning our attention to the fight down the street. The combatants appear to be a couple of young lads from my court, circling each other in preparation for another tussle. Break it up, both of you. I've got this sanctified stained glass shard, which I could wear or use. The problem is, party goes down, which granted we don't have a huge amount of party anyway, but the dread does go up. I wonder if we wear that and try and intimidate our liege, because he's only a child, we might get away with it. I'm proud to see my son no longer as a child, but as an adult, always a clever child, Bernard, proved time and time again Over the course of his studies, he had a natural affinity for careful planning and more than little misdirection. He now knows a lot of ways to get what he wants. More importantly, he is highly aware of the political implications of those wants. He's turned into a decent character. We will find him someone to marry. We may well want to put him back into the line of succession at some point. Let's not make him too strong, though. I don't think that would be a particularly sensible decision. Would it be any alliances worth benefiting from? Alliance power? The Duchy of Austria is a bit too far away. Principality of Powys? How strong are you? You're relatively strong, actually. That's not a bad person to have. Wales isn't that far away. Although I prefer someone older for you to marry. But you're not on the line of succession anyway, so marry this person. Or get yourself betrothed. Given you're not in the line of succession, you can get us a alliance. So yes. Powys is now an ally of ours. Gives us a little bit of strength. It's better than nothing, I suppose. That's still progressing. I wish I could change this bishop. He's genuinely dreadful at his job. The only thing he has is intrigue. Can I fire him? I could imprison him, but that doesn't feel ideal. No, we'll just have to let this play out. Although it is unnervingly slow to do so. It doesn't look like you're going to find anything there, so you can end that. Just want to keep eating territory if I can. Another council meeting, another conflict. Suffragan Bishop Samuel and Marshal Carantoc are arguing violently about the religious minorities issue. As a countess, I could silence them with a single word, but I have a better idea. My diplomatic pursuits give me insight on how to handle situations like this to please everyone. So we can make sure everyone likes us. Or we can try this and maybe get a hook. We didn't get a hook, but everyone likes us. Cool. That's probably one of the better options, arguably. Come close, I have a story I wish to tell you, my son Bernard says, beckoning me towards the bonfire. It's a story of my guardian Isabella, and the court of Leon finally acknowledged me as a full-grown man. Yes, my fellow vassal. Bernard narrows his eyes in consideration, and continues to tell the story as the flames from the bonfire lick the night sky. A story from my own childhood. Oh, I feel so old. We will take the stress loss, and maybe friendship with Bernard. He's not going to like us too much because we disinherited him, understandably. But Marie is just so much better in every regard, unfortunately. Although Bernard's not terrible. But Marie will be the one to take us into, hopefully, being a duchy and maybe more. Ooh, low opinion Sablo, fine. It's not ideal. He's very rich. I mean, we do have allies who would come and join us for the Duchy of Brittany. He has no allies. I don't know if he can have allies before he turns 16. He'll be likely to hire mercenaries. I guess we at least want to take Nantes first before we try and take him on, because then there'll be one less territory for us to worry about, I would say. England, jolly old England. You have a lot of troops. I don't know if you've got any people that we can form an alliance with. Like even Bledros won't form an alliance. It's a very small chance of inbreeding. But no, it wouldn't result in an alliance anyway. Got a peasant rabble faction in Sablé. We've dealt with those guys before. They were actually quite problematic, if I remember correctly. Send an ultimatum in 50 months, fine. Hopefully we can just dissuade them from doing so. We'll see. That's because our marshal's bad at his job. It's not terrible. I was kind of hoping for someone a little bit better. But then I thought, 10 marshal's not a terrible skill set to have. Picking up the padded swords for a spy match with my daughter Marie, I noticed a tattered journal cast to one side. From the cover it seems to contain exercises and best practices pertaining to the martial arts. Marie glances in my direction. Oh, that thing. I mostly read it for the illustrations. You can borrow it. I don't need to borrow it for myself. I'm not a martial character. I'm going to further your education focus, though. My dear niece, I eagerly propose to formalise the ties that already bind us together. You have no troops. No, I'm really sorry. I know you're our aunt, and we set up your lands, but still. Oh, you don't even hold any actual territory anymore. It's a shame. Oh well. Let me just speak to the Pope quickly. That's not the Pope. You're the Pope, Pope Sergius VI. You're not going to like us very much because we're a dynastic kinslayer and a murderer. Yeah, I thought so. Okay. So we can't do much with you. We can get a new stewardship perk unlocked. We may as well finish off administrator. If anything else, that just helps us with plague resistance. We get some other bits up as well. Oh, Marie, please don't become gluttonous as well. For goodness sake. My daughter Marie seems to have difficulty at our latest feast. She buried her face in food, and the only talking she did was asking serving after serving. So she could lose gluttonous and become impatient. I'm going to do that one. I prefer impatience over gluttony, because monthly prestige up is fine and she's not really going to learning anyway. Gluttonous isn't a great trait from memory. Stress loss goes down, but apart from that, it's not very good across the board. I wonder if we should better off just going for the entire county before you come of age. I mean, we've got roughly the same amount of money. Could I buy a hook off him? Doesn't look like I can. Got to get everything ready for Marie to take over. So we need this claim done quickly. I've got no worries that we can't win this war. We just got to go from there to continue growing in Brittany generally. And hopefully the faction under you guys will disappear. Oh, this feels extraordinarily slow to get this done. Let's have a look at mercenaries across the board here. It's 120 gold. Let's get it done. Pause there. Holy orders will only come for someone with a hostile faith to ourselves. Fine. We just spent a lot of money to achieve that attack on Nantes, but we're going to declare that war straight away. We cannot declare this war without hooking our liege. Oh, that's annoying. Hang on, we might be able to fix that. My man, I want to modify my vessel contract. I want war declaration sanctioned, and I'll pay for it. Because now I should be allowed to attack you without any issue. Let's go. So we're going to declare war on you. Raise all armies. And under Count Ruprecht? Guess it could be under Count Ruprecht, our husband. There is not to, I would guess. I mean, he's going to like us even less, but you know, that's fine. Let's get time ticking along here, not too fast. But we're going to go to Nantes and try to take them out. I like how he wears his priestly hat over his helmet. That's quite cool. Yeah, we'd like to win decisively here. That's fine. Do we want to send our husband in? Maybe not. Most of the hump position vacated. That's fine. Do we want a different commander? Definitely not ourselves. Our marshal is empty. Put Harry in there. You're going to run away. I don't think we really need to catch up to you. We'll just start besieging this place. So we're going to lose a little bit of money, but that's fine. I don't need to call my ally in for this. That's not a problem. I'd argue we want to save that alliance for when we go to war with our ruler for the actual Duchy of Brittany itself. Once we take this place, that should be our claim in a good position. Granted, we won't have much control over this lands, but we'll see how it goes. And if anything else, we're just stopping the money and the troops from benefiting interesting. We're stopping the money from benefiting our liege. I'm going to have to censor that because for some reason, when we decide to flagellate ourselves, we have decided to go naked. My whip tears into me furiously again and again. The intense, isolated, burning pain focuses me. I give my body the lash just a few more times. Each stroke brings me just a smidgen closer to sweet absolution. And I spot Marie, my daughter, staring right at me. I'm going to have to censor this twice, for here and down in the bottom left. Not quite my finest hour. Your display may have a lasting impact on Marie. I sincerely hope not. No, Marie. No flagellant, please. My dungeons reverberate with the screams of pain. Youthful screams. I hasten forward. Squinting, I see the culprit is my daughter. And is that one of my whips? My jaw drops as Marie wounds herself in the name of the Lord. I stagger away from the sight. Is this how I act? Marie, come here, come on. Please tell me you've dropped that as a trait. You have, goodness. Thank goodness for that. I do not need our genius character to be whipping herself constantly. That does not feel particularly sensible, all things considered. I have to remind myself to censor that in post because I didn't do it last time and YouTube got slightly angry. Right, we're now controlling Nantes. We got some money from it. We'll claim the victory straight away. We gain the title. We gain some legitimacy, which is always nice. Disband the armies. Okay, we now hold another bit of territory. Our control here, I imagine, is going to be absolutely appalling. So I'm actually going to move my marshal over from controlling Sablé to control here in this part of the world, Nantes, because there we might be able to start benefiting from that relatively soon. We could go straight back to war. I mean, we could try it. He's going to get mercenaries. He's got a lot of money for mercenaries. He can just buy us. He can just buy us out with mercenaries. That's the problem. Can't murder him because we're compassionate. I don't need a claim throne. I can start a claimant faction. We can't usurp this because it belongs to our liege. My concern is this man's finances. Nantes will go to Marie as well. So as long as we can keep Marie on the throne, I'm happy to wait. I'm just concerned that it might go wrong. You don't like us very much. And I don't want to put Bernard in because he might kill people. We'll put you in. Although you are a personal physician, so again, might not be a terribly good idea to do that. I want some other allies because I'm concerned about the finances of this guy. Burgundy, you've got a fair amount of troops. Would you take an alliance? No. I think so. Useless Ram Priest has passed away. You don't like us, but we'll try sway you and bring you on side. Okay, he endorses us, good. That's fine. Of course, I'm now paying him more. I'm now paying my liege more money as well. Yeah, I kind of want his execution. I'm concerned we're going to die. And he's only going to get more and more money as time goes on. Because I don't think there's a way for me to... Is there a way for me to drain those finances? Book Holy Order lease. I didn't realise we had a lease for Holy Order. Let me... Is there any way I can continue to grow my income somehow? We can get a new lifestyle perk, gold obligations always, and we will send our wonderful spy master, who's not particularly good. No one's particularly... we'll put our son in there, why not? He's slightly better. He's going to go to good old Constantinople. And he's gonna try to get some blackmail money from people in that part of the world. Munster's got a decent amount of troops. Everyone there is already married, fine. There's not much we can do there. Henrik's come of age, he's pretty decent. Another 5 years for Marie. She is homosexual, which is unfortunate, but probably curtails the amount of children that she's likely to have. We don't necessarily want too many, but we probably want a few. Then again, she is a genius, and we might want her to produce as many genius heirs as possible, but only if she becomes a duchess. If she becomes not a duchess, then all the land will split, which will not be good for us. We might just need to do this. How are we going to sort out your cash flow? Because your cash flow is going to really knock us back in terms of finances. You're very, very rich. And you're soon to come of age. I could try and murder you. I don't know. We're making progress, but not enough to warrant just charging in when he's got double our finances. The French pox is spreading. We'll have to see if it comes into our territory. Castile, you're strong. I doubt we'll be able to form an alliance with you, to be honest. And that doesn't result in an alliance anyway, so it's not useful. I took Marie out playing with a bow, and to my surprise she ran into a wounded doe. She did not hesitate in the slightest to bring it down. Greatness awaits you, Marie. She keeps the trait ambitious. Ambitious is a fine trait as long as it's not in terms of our counsellors. But it just makes her even stronger across the board. While performing his duties as my spy master, Bernard has uncovered a secret held by Lord Alexios. My man, I want some finances from you. I'm going to blackmail you. And we will try to sway our suffragan bishop. He doesn't like us. Excellent. Well, I may as well. We weren't successful, but we'll at least expose you. That's actually made you less stressed. Not that I really care about what's going on in Greece. I just want some money from them, to be honest. I could murder him, but what does that actually? How does that actually benefit me? I'm not sure. I could start a faction, but I'm the only person in said faction. Or we could go independent. If I was going to do that, I'd have to press demands now. again, I don't know if that's a worthwhile thing to do. But I suspect he's going to come and put us to death as soon as he comes of age because we murdered his father, which arguably is a reasonable enough request. In fact, we're better off trying to get a hook off him. Let's bring our son home. I want you to try to get a hook on this guy. I might be able to get pardoned for my actions, which would buy time for Marie to take the throne. Although Countess Ingrid is not bad by any means. But Marie will be able to take us to the next level, I would think. He's just spent all his money. What's he spent his money on? Hang on. Pause. If he's just spent all his money, now's the time to go. Because he can't use that on mercenaries. I don't know what he spent it on. I mean, he's got mercenary allies under the Galician band of Santiago. Where are you guys based? Presumably in Santiago. Unfortunately, you guys are probably quite strong soldiers. Well, it's going to take a little while for you to arrive. Oh, do we go? He's only going to start getting more money again. And I think he's going to end up trying to kill us anyway. So, we're going to declare war. Raise our armies. And we're bringing you to war straight away. And I'm also going to invest in some mercenaries to really try bring this onto our side as quick as possible. I might invest in some high quality mercenaries. I can't remember how the special mercenaries are different from the normal mercenaries, to be perfectly honest. I think they take some income from the overall war. As normal mercenaries, we just, I think, hire as normal. So we pay 196 gold, and we have to pay more gold based on their contribution at the end of each war. But he's unlikely to accept. What Men of the Fens? Would you come? Oh, you might be. No, you are Men of the Fens. You're the only relatively cheap mercenaries I can find. What about you? You would accept. Over you come. I think you're on like a 3-year contract with you guys, if I remember correctly. I might bring you as well. This might be overkill. I'm going to bring both these guys in. We're going to really commit to this here. Right. Let's get moving straight away. Okay, as expected, Captain Lopez has joined the war. Now, where are these mercenaries? Interesting. They're going for Nantes, that's fine. Because we can go for their lands. I really don't want the ultimatum from the peasant rabble. We might just have to accept that when the time comes. Powers, I need you to hurry up and arrive. And here are the mercenaries arriving as well. I presume their mercenaries will be on their way from Santiago, so we have to watch out for that. This is kind of an all-in effort here. They're going to get to Nantes first, but arguably that's less important than us taking over their main area, because they're not coming after Brest, which is obviously our main council area. Oh boy. And we've got money to survive for the time being. I'm gonna actually let me move my Spy Master back over here to the Byzantine area because we might be able to get some money from them. Where are you guys going? What are you doing? Where are you going? Come back. Where are you guys off to? You're joining this army down in Gibraltar. No. Don't do that. Don't be silly. I don't want you to do that, really. For goodness sake. Okay, fine. We'll just have to carry on until they arrive. You're going after that bit there, so we are starting to probably do some more progress. They're going to get Nantes first. But again, that's not the main problem, I would say. So that should be okay. I do need these troops to arrive relatively soon. Okay, they are coming. They're just joined together. Okay. We've been granted a pardon, which is good. Is that because he's a nice man? We've become a beast. Well, Ingrid, I don't approve, but if you end up winning this, then it's worth it to become a duke. Or a duchess, I should say. Okay, we're down to 35%, but we're taking on multiple bits of territory, and we have more allies en route. I don't think they've got the money to survive here. We've invested a lot in our mercenaries for sure. We've taken a prisoner. Oh, we've captured his sister. Wonderful. Let's go retake Nantes back. We're not going to have money forever, so we need to do this quickly. Especially as you're coming in at some point as well. I'm going to take the 55 gold. It does stress us out, but we need the short-term cash flow, I would say. If you're going to go fight them, that'd be excellent. I'd love for you to go fight them, actually. That'd be wonderful. Oh, Marie, what's going on now? What in the world has happened to my daughter, Marie? She's all bruised and beaten, and she refuses to name who did this to her. Was it an older child, or did she pester Noble to the point of fury? Now she all but stopped talking, constantly hides away when there's people nearby. Poor girl. I don't want her to become craven or paranoid. She can keep shy for now, I guess. It's not ideal, but oh well. We're at 37% plus. We need to make sure you... Okay, you're going out to sea. I'm going to make sure you don't go to Brest. Okay, Siege 1. Let's run back to Brest quickly, because I think that's where you're going. I want to make sure we're there to stop them from getting there. We're at 72%, so we're doing well. And we're going to be taking more territory here momentarily. It's going to take a little while to get to sea, and actually that means I've spent more money heading out to sea. I don't know where they're going. Looks like they're going over to England. Interesting. It's not quite what I would have expected, to be honest. We got it. 100. That's 100%. Enforced demands. We'll have to pay a lot of money out here to both of our mercenary friends. But it means we're a duchess. We've done it. We are now a mighty duchess. Which means that Marie will become a duchess when the time is right. In fact, she'll still inherit all the territory as well, but I'm now much more capable of allowing Marie to have more children, because even if the counties leave our control, we'll still hold the overall duchy. We get an achievement unlocked of moving up in the world. The war is over, we should now settle our payments. Couldn't have done it without you. I'm just going to pay them. I'm just going to pay them off. In fact, we couldn't have done it without them, but we now hold Brittany. My question now is, what do we want to do? Do we want to submit to France? We could swear fealty with normal feudal obligations. I don't know if France is the person we really want to submit to, but France may see us as a problem, as a threat. We might be better off, for the time being, swearing fealty to France. We could swear fealty to England. The problem is all their territory is over the water, and it'll take them a little while for them to come and actually join us. And I don't know if we've got the strength to really stay independent, to be perfectly honest. Oh, I'm thrilled we finally managed to make that work. It's been a long time coming to get this underway, but we are now a Duchess. Excellent. Duchess of Brittany. Ingrid, you've made a lot of sacrifices, but you've done some good work here. And your daughter is ready to take over the mantle from you when you pass away. Because realistically, the only people who are likely to attack us are France or England. So we need to... I think we need to submit to Queen Navarre. I'd love to go on low taxes and a levy contribution. Can I try sway her, or even just send her a gift or something? If I try sway... it's very hard. Can I give you an artifact? You can have a cursed wolfhide. Although that is a masterwork large ornament. That's low durability. Court artifacts. Here we have this. I'm presuming that is actually counting to our prestige to a certain extent. Apparently you're a witch. But apparently you like her, so let's not do that. Blackmail you. Give me a little bit of cash, wonderful. Demand payment. You're not going to be able to pay me that much, but I'll just take the money. For now, we are becoming more and more stressed as time goes on. Every day seems to slip away from you recently. Well, surely we're already comforted because we're gluttonous and obese, aren't we? From drunkard. How's our stress doing anyway? Well, not great. I guess become a comfort eater. It's not great, but you know, we've got to do something here. Let's go for here, Geld. Getting some extra money here. In preparation for more finances. We're going to have to watch out for this faction. The military power is relatively low. It doesn't look like they'll be coming in soon. Now, what do we directly control? What do we not directly control? Because you still control a bit of land. You're still relatively powerful. Hi there. Every faction county control decreases by 75. Let's start a war. Rally the troops. Let's pause quickly. 2160, I think we can beat that. Let's just do that quickly and get that underway. We will call our ally just for safety. We can also call dynasty members because we're now the head of the dynasty. Interesting. I don't think we need to do that just yet. We'll leave that for the time being. Paris was actually quite useful there. I'm glad we had them. Let's get this peasant rabbit out of our lands, then we can go from there. France seems to be in constant issue where things are going wrong. There's always infighting happening, but the infighting might actually benefit us in the long run. Let's see if we win this fight or not. It looks like we are. Good. We may not even need Paris, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Excellent, so that'll be the war won. That's also locals pacified as well. Can I ransom you for cash? I don't really care about a hook. I might just execute you for fun. Although that does... we are compassionate, so maybe not. We'll just leave him in there for now. Disband our troops. Well, I think we will call things apart there. We've managed to push ourselves forward to being a Duchess. However, before we do that, I am going to swear fealty. Just at normal feudal obligations to France. Because I suspect we want their protection and also the ability to gain territory within France. Let me just have a look at my vassal contract. I want to ensure that I can go for title revocation. I don't want my titles to be revoked, so I'd rather give you more levies to do so. I don't want my title to be revoked at all. So we've joined France. But this is really just to grow our own territory and to provide us some protection. Because now we have access to all these bits of other land. For example, we can just go after you relatively quickly. There might be plenty of people we can get claims on. Or something like that. We do have low county control though. So let's get our control back up across the board. And that will help with our finances, our troops, etc. We'll call things apart there. Finally, we are Duchess after all this time. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.